Welcome to a championship edition of High School Rewind. We are at Rio Tinto Stadium for the 4A state title match between the Orem Tigers and the Bountiful Braves. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Well, these two teams met in the first round of last year's state tournament. Orem won that match 2-1, but these are two different teams than last year, and now they're contending for a state title. We'll talk first about the Orem Tigers. This is a very high-flying team. They score a ton of goals. 52 goals on the season, led by the number 3 scorer in all of 4A, that being Daniel Corbett. And then he's got some big-time help in Emil Cuejo. He's second on the team in scoring 16 and 9 goals, respectively. In fact, it was that duo that beat out the East Leopards in the semifinal. It was Corbett to Cuejo in the 1-0 victory for the Orem Tigers that got them here. Corbett has had big-time impact throughout the whole playoffs. He scored in the first 2 rounds, and then the assist in the semifinal to get him here. Playing keep today for the Tigers in the net is going to be Ben Mitchell. He's got 5 shutouts on the season. A very good keeper, was very, very good against the Leopards when he needed to be. Now we'll switch and talk about the Bountiful Braves. This maybe one of the more balanced teams in the entire state. Through 3 playoff games, they've had 7 different players score 8 goals. So a number of different Braves can step up for them offensively. Leading the way, Caleb Maynard, a very talented senior, only has 6 goals on the season, but that tells you how much depth there is on the offensive end. You factor in Carson Tinker, Smith, Booth, a lot of these guys can really come up big for the Braves. They actually have had a very interesting route to this state final game, as in the last 2 rounds, the quarterfinal and the semifinal, both of those they won in PKs. In fact, it was their keeper, Josh Ludlow, who would hit the PK in the 7th round, and then in the bottom of the 7th, he would make the save against the Murray Spartans, the number 1 team in 4A heading into that game, and it would be Ludlow that propelled them offensively and defensively in that shootout. Coach Plank says, we've had enough of the shootouts. We don't want another one. The Orem Tigers, they're going to try to do what they can to make sure that this doesn't go to a shootout. They'd like to be the victors. So a couple very, very evenly matched teams, bound to be a great game, a fun game, and now we'll head down to the field and get this one started. And then there were 2. Welcome to the 4A state title game. In 80 minutes, there will only be one. The Tigers starting with possession in their all-white uniforms. Meanwhile, the Braves wearing their 3rd uniform, the black uni tops, as Carey swung through that one and missed. A feeling many of us are familiar with on the golf course. Now this is near side with Finn Bryan. A very, very talented forward. That's Carey, who was able to stab that one, though still in the box now. This is Corbett. He tried to loft one over Ludlow that sailed out of play, but a really good shot for the senior Corbett to start things off. Ludlow will put this in play from his keeper position. Battled at midfield as Pescara gets ahead on it. That's Dwayne, yes, for the Braves, whose header went right back to the Tigers. Of course, both these two teams winning their respective regions. The Tigers going 11-2-1 in that Region 8, and the Braves 8-1-1 in Region 6, where both the number 1 seeds, and both have lived in the top 5 of 4A for a majority of the season. Now this is Q Bailey with it at midfield. He will have the ball a lot. One of a really talented backs for these Braves. Corbett centers. Boy, really nice juke put on that time by Pescara, but the play was broken up nicely by the Braves as Maynard pushes this outside. Coming up to it is Carson Tinker, and that's out off of the Tigers. This one headed to midfield. No Brave is there. Is sending that up is Alex Graham, and out of play. Graham with it again, being challenged by Cisneros, and the call against Jose Cisneros. Put in play, gonna come near side now with Johnny Bradshaw. The Tigers version of Johnny Football. And that one is broken up as a really nice intended pass. They were looking for Pescara. And ushering it out of that defensive end was David Higginson. And what a move put on by the Tigers' Johnny Bradshaw. Now here's Maynard with it, trying to settle it for the Braves. Has a run being put on by Tinker, tried to catch him. That one broken up, however, by the Tigers. Now this is Dwayne is going to try to cross this over to Rydalch. Rydalch had the first goal in that semifinal win, as that one is wide of the net. Mitchell's kick is challenged by Booth, one out by the Braves. Rydalch back to Booth. Now opportunity developing. Boy, scary here. A couple Braves in the box. Booth's going to leave it off. Centering pass is deflected off the Tigers. And a corner coming up now for Bountiful. Yes, we'll take this corner for the Braves. Nice in the box. That one nearly headed in. Not sure who got it, but it sails wide, and a kick coming up now for Mitchell. Ben Mitchell, so solid for the Tigers, has allowed only 2 goals in these 2013 playoffs. Those given up to Mountain Crest and Olympus, 1 each. Of course, East could not break the blanket that he cast over the goal in the semis. This one sent up, broken up by Booth as the Braves look to attack again. This one out, however, by Graham. Boy, nice job by Carey coming up. Bryce Carey. You know, we talked about the defensive line back for the Tigers. The Braves very strong back there as well between Carey, Natuvai, Forbes. This one sent up ahead. Giving chase now is Finn Bryan. There's Ludlow to pick it up. That's a talent the Tigers have. Those backs of the Braves are going to have to be aware of, as Bryan loves to put runs on. We talked about the depth and danger of Quajo. And Corbett as a call here against Bountiful, quickly put in play. Now they're going to try to cross this over. It's over the head of Robinson, out. Thrown into Maynard. He looks to collect. Nice centering pass. Boy, look at the speed of Daniel Corbett. Just close out on that one and create the turnover. Quajo now with a couple jukes. Displaying those fancy orange shoes. Up ahead to Finn Bryan now, who's trying to keep it in play. Will do so. Higginson marking him, able to break up the pass. Bryan trying to beat him to the ball along that end line. Higginson able to push him off. And then outlets to Rydalch. Little two-man game there between Higginson and Rydalch. Now dumps back to Carey, and our first whistle of the game. A call against Finn Bryan. Carey's kick sent high into the sky by Alex Graham and out of play off of Orem. This one thrown up looking for Maynard. That was headed out by Balser, Danny Balser. Throw in awarded to the Braves despite the linesman's best attempts. Our referee gave it to the boys in black all the way back, and you see that closing speed of Quajo, so dangerous, as Duenas will play this back to Riley Natuvai. And those familiar with the Braves know one of their talented center backs. Those unfamiliar, he's also talented on the gridiron. Starting linebacker for the Braves and commit to the BYU Cougars. And of course the Tigers boast a gridiron player as well, and Danny Balser on their back line. This one sent up. Quajo tried to get there. Carey broke it up. Now that one taken away. Corbett had that one punched away, then that's deflected out off of Quajo, and a goal kick coming up. Kick from Ludlow, headed back up by Pescara. Quajo trying to settle and get around Natuvai. He's going to throw this up, making a run is Finn Bryan, but can't get there. Ludlow will pick it up. Boy, a long kick by Ludlow. Johnny Bradshaw trying to work it against Cisneros. Rydalch will tap it back and allow Higginson to send this up. Carson Tinker giving chase for the Braves. Matt Owens for the Tigers. Owens trying to win that battle out. Boy, that one physical, and a call coming against Tinker. Kick awarded to the Tigers. We are 10 minutes into this one. Forbes drops back and sends that one in the air. That's Quajo, who had his pass disrupted. Natuvai tried to send it up, and then that time a call against Cisneros, trying to play the ball, but ended up fouling Alex Graham. Kick awarded to the Tigers. Boy, really nice touch coming up. Centering pass is deflected by Carey. And then looked like maybe a handball. The Tiger fans wanted one. No call coming as this goes down and out of play. Thrown in by Orem. Quajo heads this out to Pescara. Forbes marking him. Tried to go through the legs. That's out off of Forbes. Thrown into the box, Quajo, Natuvai, they both miss. Booth able to head it out of the box for the time being. Maynard able to clear. Now Rydalch just trying to come up for the Braves, but there was Johnny Bradshaw trying to keep it in, and unable to do so was Finn Bryan. This one thrown into Tristan Booth. Trying to fend off these Tigers. Boy, nice move to get around Bryan for the time being, but a pack of Tigers nearly take it away. That one deflects around. Here's Duenas with it. Maynard now tries to send up to Rydalch, the pair of 19s, and Bradshaw sends it down. Here's Booth trying to get past Pescara. And a foul called that time on Pescara. Duenas will take this kick. Tries to serve in the box, headed out by Danny Balser. Duenas going to play this back to Forbes. That one pinballs back and forth. Now leading the charge, Corbett stumbled over the ball, turned it over to Carey. Carey had to be careful as Corbett was closing out hard on him, and Bradshaw just pushes him over. Officials going to have a discussion and card Johnny Bradshaw here in the 14th. Kick put in play by Carey. It was a low one. Tinker was able to get a foot on it, but it was disrupted. Rydalch now chasing it down. Tried to touch that back. Instead, it was Finn Bryan who played it up. Bountiful still looking to attack. Here's Rydalch. Boy, trying to put some moves on Pukahi, who just came on for Bradshaw after being booked. Carey, one of the more athletic players. We've seen him do splits a number of times in these playoffs. Duenas comes up. Cisneros will drop it back to Booth now. Duenas' pass was left short and broken up by Cameron Robbins. Back out to Robbins on that far side now. Orem being patient with it. Danny Balser now with it. And Orem just trying to run these Braves around as Maynard steps in front trying to get that one back. Will do so for the Braves. Here's Duenas playing it up to Tinker. Tinker played outside now. Was a little short of Duenas as Robbins tried to turn the corner but couldn't keep possession. Thrown into Cisneros, and then look at Pescara just use his body to draw Cisneros off the possession. Played up to Corbett. Natuvai marking him. Corbett able to run right around him on that end line, and Natuvai able to use his body to fend him off. Jake Thompson comes on for the Tigers, as does Johnny Bradshaw. That one headed by Graham. Boy, nice job by Higginson coming up between the two Tigers, and now Bountiful looking to create something. Tried to play one up to Tinker. That was Cisneros. His pass got disrupted. Throw in for the Tigers to Quajo. He looked to drop it back, instead deflected out of play off of the Braves. Nice job by Tinker stepping up to get the ball back. He's just dribbling it up and in. Boy, and then left it, so to speak, for Maynard. He's going to try to get it over to Rydalch. She's stepping through the ball, being marked by Finn Bryan, and out of play off of Orem. Blanchard comes on for the Tigers. Nate Smith and Alex Simpson both on for Bountiful. Talked about the speed of Quajo. Orem's got to watch out for Alex Simpson. Speedy in his own right, only a sophomore. Well, this young kid had a number of opportunities in that semifinal match against the Murray Spartans. Looking for more here today in the final. Orem will throw in to Corbett. He finds some space, and then we'll pass over to Alex Graham. That pass broken up by Simpson, who we were just talking about. Now a pair of Tigers working on it. Dropped back to Matt Owens. Time and some space. Dribbling up. Tried to play a ball through a number of Braves. They had it broken up. A nice job, however, there by Owens, able to get the possession right back. Now here's Quajo. Man, on from behind. That was Tinker, I believe, with the close. No, it wasn't. It was actually Smith. This ball played up to Finn. Stepping up, trying to throw one on net. That one's high off the foot of Emil Quajo. Blanchard has it taken away. Booth with it, tried to go up to Maynard. That's Smith, who will play it back now to Duenas. Boy, nice closeout on by Danny Balser, able to get the ball back. Played up to Corbett. Now looking up to Jake Thompson with it. He tried to throw it over to Quajo, but it ended up on the foot of Forbes. Duenas now trying to send one up. Flag is up, offside on Caleb Maynard. This kick sent down by Q Bailey. Headed up. Here's Thompson with it on that end line, trying to keep it in play. Centering pass, it gets through and will roll all the way to the other end. Ludlow thought it was out. No help from the linesman. So that was Orem's first really good look. The ball got through the box. Had no one on that backside. And the Braves able to avert danger for the first time. Here's Graham, has it taken away by Booth. Has Rydalch near side, that's where he will go. Nice wall pass back to Booth. If he can get there, can't do it. Instead, it was Q Bailey now who settles it for the Tigers. Out to Bradshaw, and that one will deflect off of him. Duenas centered to Booth. Touched back for Booth. Tristan Booth now trying to shake some of the boys in white. Boy, and then lost it, and then just threw Bradshaw down to the ground, basically. Don't want to overstate it. Wasn't thrown, but certainly had his hands on him and pulled him down. That one headed up by Quajo into space. Chasing it down will be Forbes. Quajo nearly able to save it, couldn't do it. Midway through this first half, still no score between the Braves and the Tigers. Here's Maynard, tried to play it outside. Couldn't get it to Smith as this one is sent down. Natuvi will get there. Now here's Booth with it. Has some options, elects to push it to Higginson. Rydalch gonna give it back. That one chested by Simpson as Corbett returned to play it. However, it was Maynard who wins the battle. Plays it up now for Simpson. Simpson in the box. He tries to center to Maynard. Coming out is Mitchell to make a huge save on Caleb Maynard. On Caleb Maynard, what a big save by Mitchell. This one got behind him, but unable to put it in was Simpson. And the Braves with a couple nice looks. And Johnny Bradshaw, one of the captains for these Tigers, encouraging his team to settle down. Coming on for the Tigers, Tony Pescara. That one's off of the Braves again. Thrown in quickly, and that time caught not looking as that one rolls through, and Natuvai is just going to send this up the field into a bunch of empty grass. Headed up by Corbett. Given right back to the Tigers. Now this one's sent up well beyond Jake Thompson. Ludlow will come out to send it back up. Quajo played up to Thompson. Now lots of room for the senior forward. Back to Quajo. He's going to play this back out, and that just went just under the feet of Ethan Blanchard. Mike McCann now comes on for the Braves. This one athletically kicked back. Duenas had that one taken away. Man on from behind. Pescara didn't see him, and coming away with it was Simpson. Now looking to quickly attack. Boy, they were trying to get it up to McCann. I want to say it was Bradshaw who just marked him really nicely and closed off his run. This throw in looking the way of Maynard. Instead, it's headed back out by the Tigers. That's Corbett who's able to come away with it, though his pass broken up by Forbes. Booth challenged, sent that down. This one ricocheting back and forth as Maynard plays it up into the box. Closing in, out comes Mitchell to get a piece of it. Balser's going to knee it out. Booth trying to track it down, can't get there. Here's Duenas. He looks to center, does so. Maynard nearly stepped up into it as Simpson tried to drop it to him. But now Orem pushes it out, and it's with Blanchard on that far side. Up to Quajo now. He will play it to the middle of the field with Pescara. That's McCann trying to mark him. Instead, they'll go out with Johnny Bradshaw. Pescara, nice job finding Corbett. He's going to look to put one on net. That one's high and out of play. Danny Aldave comes on for the Braves. Meanwhile, Luis Rubio comes on for the Tigers as this one is headed up to Maynard. McCann tried to play it over to Simpson, broken up by the Tigers. Now this is Duenas trying to keep it in that offensive end for the Braves. We'll play back. Quajo closing down quickly. Sent up in the box now with Simpson. Turning to fire, did not get much on it. Mitchell able to pick it up. Thompson now trying to attack quickly for the Tigers. Marked by Forbes. Spinning around. Gets tripped up. And a whistle. Free kick for the Tigers. Free kick for the Tigers. This is Rubio. Service in the box. That one headed out by Carey. Over the head of Maynard, and Quajo now tries to settle it down for the Tigers. Marked by McCann. Fancy moves by Emil Quajo. That one just chipped out by Higginson. Emil Quajo, folks. Remember that name. Only a sophomore, as Ludlow will catch this floater. Quajo had 9 goals on the season. Of course, had the lone goal in the semifinal victory over East, as we already mentioned. Only a sophomore, and certainly a bright, bright future for this young man on the soccer field. Coming near side now as that pass was nearly turned over. Booth trying to save it, can't do it. So now we're trading possessions back and forth. Booth looked to settle his pass, disrupted by Bradshaw. Boy, what a nice job by Carey coming up there. as it looked like someone was finally going to settle it. Eventually, McCann tried to play one up for Simpson. Beyond him as Mitchell picked it up. This one played outside now to Ethan Blanchard. Some space. Tries to give it up to Finn. And this is Finn Bryant getting around the Braves. Natuvai's there to kick it out. Robbins, Corbett, and Graham all come on for the Tigers. Jake Haddock just came on for the Braves. This one being battled for outside the box on that far side. Nice move by Quajo. Boy, now he's going to have a shot to pull one on net. That one deflected off Natuvai. He's saying it got deflected. The referee agrees. Goal kick coming up. As the 30th minute draws to a close, still no score here in the 4A state championship match. The Braves and the Tigers. This is Booth trying to come up. Does so. McCann tried to play one up for Simpson. Broken up by Orem. Now tracking it down is Finn Bryant. Throws one up. Corbett trying to get there. Carey trying to shield him off. Boy, nice job by Carey. He went down to the grass and basically slid right over it as Corbett overran it. That one, boy, that took an awkward spin as Pescara was looking to settle it. Aldavi now knees it up ahead to Simpson. His pass deflected immediately, and Orem finds themselves with possession again. Looking up to Bryan. He caught the Braves snooze in this one. Fluttered a little bit, slowed up, and made Bryan stop. Now he's looking for somewhere to go with the ball. He's going to try to send one in the box. Does so. Here's Corbett, and there's Natuvai to send it out. Matt Owens now will pass it back to Bailey. They now find Graham with some space. Coming near side, Johnny Bradshaw. Plays up to Corbett. Back out now to Finn Bryant. You see Orem working very well with this space. Going to try to serve one in the box. Ludlow will pick that up on the bounce. This is kicked right to Balser. He tries to head it back up. There's Duenas. And then he was looking to go to Haddock, and it went right by him. The Braves have had a couple nice opportunities, but in the last 10, 15 minutes, it's been all Orem. They're looking for more now. Played up to Corbett. And a foul called on Carey. Q Bailey going to put this in play, does so quickly, plays it to Pescara. Now he sends one in the box. Ludlow able to gather it again. He's trying to make a run. We're Corbett and Graham for Orem. Again, it's Balser trying to size one up. Haddock was able to challenge this one, pushed outside to Danny Aldavi now. He's going to look to put one on net and got under it too high into the second level. Now it's Caleb Elison and Carson Tinker. Both come on for the Braves. It's Haddock able to fight for possession there. Here's Booth now trying to get around the defensive Graham. Nice job finding Simpson. Simpson looked to put one on. It's deflected by Balser. Finds its way to Tinker. Now Tinker in the box, and that one is kicked out, I believe. It was by Bradshaw, and then sent all the way back by the Tigers. That's Ellison. That one is out of play. Thrown in, though Bryan couldn't keep it in. Looking for Haddock. Challenged by Balser, and a foul on Danny Balser. Bryce Carey will take this kick. He would like 10. Our referee's not giving it to him. Play on, he says. Carey lofts one, and what a beautiful service, and in! Scoring the goal in the 35th minute is Alex Simpson. Boy, Carey kept protesting for yards to be marked off, didn't get it, and lofted one beautifully that Alex Simpson was able to head in Needed every inch of width on that goal. Hit the post, win in. Braves lead 1-0 here in the 35th. Orem looking to attack. This is Quajo with it. He looks to put one on net. There's Ludlow able to deflect it. Bryan following up, sent this one wide. Looked like he may have been trying to pass it to Corbett. Was too far for Corbett and too wide of the net. Cesar Duenas comes back on for the Braves. This one, Haddock challenged by Graham, and then a foul called there on Corbett. Carey looking to play this up to Tinker. Coming over was Bradshaw, and it's out off him. Higginson throws into Haddock, tried to play it back to him. It was broken up, though. Here's Tinker with it. Centering into the box. That's Simpson again. Has it taken away, however, by Q Bailey. And then a dangerous slide tackle from behind on Tinker. And he, I believe, is going to get booked for this one. Brave fans did not like that one. But from up here, that looked like an obvious card. This one in the box. Boy, dangerous, and now a whistle and a call against Corbett. He doesn't like this one. Ludlow's kick into a sea of white, headed back up. Quajo able to push Eliason off the ball. Now coming down. Sends this over. There's Natuvai to get it out of dangerous territory for the Braves. Duenas trying to settle it now. A nice move by Duenas there. Plays it out for Aldavi. Sends this one all the way up, well beyond the running Simpson and safely into the stomach of Ben Mitchell. This kick right to Aldavi. He heads it back up. Haddock giving chase to it. That's over the head of Balser. There's Bailey with support. Simpson trying to get there. Sorry, that wasn't Simpson. That was actually C.J. Kilpack, who was trying to corral it for the Braves, as though now it finds Bradshaw. And that time, boy, nearly stumbling over the ball was Graham. Played it down. Braves would have liked some help there. This one played up, trying to get there is Corbett. There's Natuvai to play it out. This one thrown in quickly now to Corbett, trying to take advantage before these Braves can get back. Graham, boy, beautiful find. Wow, Bradshaw had it in the box. Here's Corbett with a centering attempt, broken up by Carey, and a corner now coming for the Tigers. Johnny Bradshaw in the 39th. Nice ball in the box that's too high for everyone and ends up rolling out. Haddock trying to give chase. Graham trying to get there to save possession. Pushed down by Haddock. And a free kick going to be awarded. And another card given, this time to Haddock in the 39th. Booth, Cisneros, and Tinker all on for Bountiful. Jake Thompson came on for the Tigers. Served in the box. This one's still down. Trying to put it on net is Quajo. And that one sailed high. Ludlow's kick. Booth didn't get enough on that one. Corbett dropped it back for Pescara. Now outside with Bradshaw. Back to Pescara now. Closing down on him quickly with Cisneros. Boy, look at them just dribble through these Braves. Here's Quajo with it. He's going to go outside with Bryan. And offside on Finn Bryan. And with that, the half comes to a close. The Bountiful Braves get a goal from Alex Simpson in the 35th and have a 1-0 lead at the break. 40 minutes away from a new king in 4A. The Braves hold a 1-0 lead as we start the second half, and they start with possession. This one sent up. There's Bailey back for the Tigers. Robbins has that one nearly taken away, out of play off of Bountiful. This one skipped right under the foot of Corbett. Orem looking to settle. Of course, the Tigers, this is their first appearance in a state title game for boys soccer. Looking to go 1-for-1 all time. Meanwhile, the Braves, this is familiar territory for them. 8 state championships in boys soccer. Of course, the most recent coming in 08. This one played through before Balser got there to break it up. Tinker with the challenge. That ricocheted back to Pescara. Able to maintain the possession. Finds it back with him now. Here's Matt Owens with it. Trying to get around Maynard. Does so. That pass deflected by Tinker. Now Maynard looking to take this to the middle of the field. Evaluating his options. Tried to play that up for a running right arch. Couldn't connect with him as this is sent all the way back down. Giving chase is Quajo for the Tigers. There was Carey to play it out for the Braves. Can see Orem picking up the pace as they throw this in quickly. Here's Alex Graham with it. Played up. This pass intended for Robbins. Had to fight with Tinker for positioning. Now they're challenging for it on that far end. It'll roll out for a Brave throw-in. Cameron Robbins was asking for some help from the official. Would have liked to call. Nothing coming. Boy, nice job by Booth that time. Not giving up and fighting to get possession back, though. There was Q Bailey. He was hoping he'd have some help from teammates. This throw-in takes a bounce. Maynard gonna drop this back to Higginson. Boy, closing down quickly is Finn Bryan. Higginson plays that one out. And a really nice start to this second half for the Tigers. This throw-in is in the box. That one just got over a leaping Quajo. This one on the ground, disrupted in the box. It was either Duenas or Quajo who deflected his own man's shot. Balser steps in front of it to maintain possession in the offensive end. Here's Quajo now looking to bring it in the box. Does so. Tries to put one on net. Boy, and then Ludlow made the save on that end line. That was not far from being a corner. Looked like Quajo was trying to go back to Balser. Don't think Balser was expecting it. That one attempted to be settled by Robbins. Tinker took it away, though his pass ends up with the Tigers, and we've got our first whistle of this second half. Forbes takes this kick into some space where Matt Owens tracks it down. Sends it up for Corbett. Boy, what a nice ball up to Corbett, and a good challenge by Forbes to play it out. Thrown in to Pescara. This one pushed to Robbins. Corbett now looking for some room. Finding so, boy, Booth closed down on him nicely. Able to cross it. Now here's Quajo with it. He looks to square one up. That's deflected by Carey. Bountiful's back line has been really good in this second half. They've disrupted a few shots. Thrown in quickly. That one was touched up for Bryan, though broken up by the Braves, and they're trying to get it out of their defensive end. Played back now to Balser. Really nice touch that time by Pescara as he was able to get it up to Quajo. Boy, and Orem just looking so sharp here to start this second half. Seems like they are at the right place at the right time every time. That ball taken away by Graham, then played up into the box. No one there for Orem. High kick for Ludlow as the Braves try to establish a little breathing room. There's Balser to step in front, but a whistle before that. Carey to take this kick from near midfield. That one's in the box, headed the wrong way. That'll roll out, and we'll have a corner for the Braves. Cesar Duenas in the 47th with the corner. Service in the box, headed just wide of the net. Tristan Booth did not miss by much. And look at how quickly Mitchell plays that out. Boy, nearly played it out of play. That one's disrupted by Rydalch. And that time, Orem may be a victim of its own self, playing a little too quickly. Centering. Oh, it went right under Tinker. Had Mitchell beat, and Tinker just missed. Wow. Two really good chances for the Braves. Thrown in, there's Natuvida headed back out. Cisneros was marking Pescara that time. They'll push it out. That challenge is won by Cuellos. He headed it up, but right to Bryce Carey. Going into the sliding attempt by Graham. Deflected just enough of it to play it off of Duenas. Far side now as Pescara drops it back. Cisneros going to come back to provide some support defensively. That's punched away by Maynard. Over to Rydalch. He tried to play to Cisneros. That was a softball. Looked like a handball. Well, Cisneros may have just put his fist down on it. No call from our referee. Back to Booth now. Going to come near side with Cesar Duenas. Duenas, one of the captains. Boy, has Booth on a run. That's where Tinker's going to go. Marked by Bailey. Bailey couldn't clear it. Tinker trying to establish it. That one attempted to be cleared. Tinker's going to throw this in the box. Challenged by Rydalch. Mitchell came out to get a hand on it. Now Mitchell's still out of the box. And that time it was Maynard who tried to get around it. A penalty and a penalty shot. Cesar Duenas versus Ben Mitchell. PK in the 49th. Duenas scores! Cesar Duenas with a penalty kick goal in the 49th, and the Braves take a 2-0 lead. And give credit to Caleb Maynard. He was the one who drew the penalty kick, got the foul in the box, called on the keeper Mitchell, as Mitchell was way out to try to play the ball, and it ended up in a Duenas PK. Here's Orem on the attack now, trying to answer as they find themselves trailing by 2 goals. This ball loose, sent on by Bailey and wide. Cesar Duenas, one of the ultimate captains in this state. And a game earlier this year against Layton. Natuvai has to race back to get that, but earlier against Layton, a very difficult call went against the Braves, ended up determining the outcome. And as the game went final, it was the captain, Duenas, who asked his team, hey, have we talked to the officials? Went over there, shook their hands despite the tough call against him. A true character guy. This one centered, and that one deflected by Carey, who has been so good on that back line. Then a battle going to the ground was Duenas not giving up, and it's out off of him. And Duenas, one of those midfielders who's not afraid to play back, always providing support. This thrown into the box. And then cleared out by Tinker. Racing down for it is Cisneros. There's Q Bailey. Tough to beat him, and a nice drop back to Matt Owens. Sends this up right onto the head of Christian Forbes. Boy, Maynard tried to use his positioning to get around Thompson, but Danny Balser was there to send it up for the Tigers. Rydalch tries to lift it as the pair of 19s battle for it. Bradshaw going to let this roll out. Looking to throw in up ahead to Cuello. Carey trying to cut him off. Will beat him back to the ball. That time, Cuello was able to keep it in play and then deflects it off the leg of Carey for a corner. Blanchard and Thompson both come on for the Tigers as Johnny Bradshaw will take this corner. In the 52nd, this one's sent in, got a head on, now out of the box. Carey will send it up, looking for Cisneros. And danger averted for the Braves. Centering pass over to Duenas, has Tinker ahead of him, or Booth making a run near midfield. Going to try to go to Booth. That pass was shut down nicely by Matt Owens. And now the Braves, who were quiet to end that first half, have really put the attack on here in the second. Maynard now trying to find somewhere to go with this ball. Throws into Tinker, who's able to run around Blanchard, and that one's deflected out. Smith and Simpson both come on for the Braves. As Maynard tries to track this down, plays it over to Duenas. Duenas out to Booth. Man on. That was Bradshaw, and Booth has this go off the side of his foot. Boy, nice job by Maynard that time, able to just touch it right around Corbett, then tried to send it up for Simpson, but found the foot of Danny Balser instead. Then how about Forbes cutting that off? Wow, the back line of the Braves been so good. Simpson touched back to Forbes, back ahead to Simpson. If he can get there, there's Q Bailey to shut down the run. That one deflected out, and we'll have a throw into the Tigers. Looking up this near line. That's where Forbes will center it. Corbett's going to let it take a bounce, then tried to play it up. Instead, it's chested down by Rydalch. Over to Duenas. Closing down on him. Boy, nice ball up ahead to Simpson. And it rolls to Mitchell. Going to look to go far side now with Finn Bryan. That's beyond him and out of play. Balser now finds Graham open. He plays this up. Nice touch pass to Quajo. Boy, has a run on the outside. That's where he's going to go with it. In the box, that one poked away. Don't know if Rydalch got it or if it came off the foot of Brian Hart. Either way, it was able to be cleared out of the box by Bountiful. Orem still with possession, though. Here's Corbett playing to Quajo. Quajo outside to Bryan. Centering attempt is broken up by Higginson. That one got through the legs, and there was Duenas to play it out. Gonna come near side now, back with Matt Owens. Over to Blanchard now. Man on, and that one did not get enough on it. Broke it up to Forbes, but Blanchard not giving up on it. Gets possession back. Oh, that pass attempt to Corbett found the foot of Natuvai to break it up again. Far side now with Bradshaw. His pass was looking to get it up to Thompson on a run. That through ball disrupted by Carey. Now Rydalch trying to dribble through a couple Tigers, broken up, however, by Bryan. This one played up that far line. Nice job by Bryan keeping that in play. Now has some time and space. Going to come near side with Owens. Again, has Blanchard on the wing. Said he's going to center to Corbett. Nice attempt. Duenas there to defend, and then knocked away initially by Forbes, and then there's Smith to take it away, and then he just dribbles around a few Tigers. And now a counter. Oh boy, attempt for the Braves. We're looking to go up to Simpson. It's broken up by the Tigers, and good thing it would have been one-on-one. And now Graham returns the favor as he sidesteps these Braves. And that one deflected out off of Smith. Pescara comes back on for the Tigers. That throw was intended for him, went under his foot. Meanwhile, Mike McCann just came on for the Braves. Carson Tinker back on now for Bountiful as this throw-in was intended for Carey, got sent up in the air. Nice job by Higginson, not giving up, though. It finds the foot of Corbett. Playing this outside to Finn. Of course, that's Finn Bryan. His pass was broken up. Now they tried to play this outside, and now Tinker's going to find it. Dangerous opportunity here is coming back and saving a big scoring attempt for the Tigers was Matt Owens. Thrown in quickly to Maynard. Played up to McCann. He tried to touch one up to Booth. Broken up, however, by the Braves. There was Corbett to deflect the pass up to Quajo. That time, Quajo misplayed the ball. Not something you'll see often. This push outside now to Bradshaw. That was Tinker who came up to challenge and out of... No, it stays in play. Thought that was going to bounce out. This one rolls out, and now a goal kick for Orem. Cameron Robbins comes back on now for the Tigers. This one headed back up by Booth. Balser tried to head it outside, is giving chase now is Johnny Bradshaw. Able to keep that one in. Balser going to send this up. Forbes sizing it up. Able to get ahead on it. Corbett now trying to get it over to Quajo. Booth steps in front of that. He's trying to give a little wall pass back to Booth. It was just beyond him as Balser broke it up. Now Dwayne is going to look to settle it down. How about the attack by Corbett there? Now Maynard. It's McCann who will touch it back. Boy, that time McCann went to the turf and a whistle. Christian Forbes will take this free kick. Service into the box, and that's headed out by Balser. Pescara couldn't clear it out as Duenas and Pescara were going after it. Now Duenas tried to take it away from Quajo. Now a battle between the 10s and a foul called on Duenas. As we approach the end of the 60th minute, the Braves hold a 2-0 lead over the Orem Tigers. This is Bradshaw with it. Stepping back up. That just got stung. I think it was Higginson who stepped up and just stopped Bradshaw dead in his tracks. Forbes now tries to play it out to McCann. Instead, that's too far for him and rolls out. Well, how about Corbett? Nice job using the side of his foot that time, though it goes to Duenas. He sends this up. Looking for Tinker. It's going to be beyond him and Simpson as Mitchell will gather it. Now he's going to throw to the area where Tinker had abandoned as he races back. Back to Johnny Bradshaw now. He will turn sides of the field and play it up. Was looking for Blanchard, but he couldn't keep it down. And now it's Tony Alstrom that comes on for the Braves. Is played up to Simpson. Couldn't control that. Pushed outside now. Orem student section trying to cheer on their troops. Give them a little morale boost here in the second half. They're going to need something. This Brave defense has been spectacular in this championship match. That one cleared out by Higginson again. There's Balser to head it back to his teammate on that far line. Bradshaw going to play back over. That's Robbins. Thrown in. How about the teamwork that time of Duenas and Booth, or not Booth. Thought it was Booth. It was Higginson. Duenas and Higginson collapsing down to break up the attempt, though. Orem still with possession. That one deflected off of our referee. Racing back is Blanchard. We'll track it down. Now going to play it outside. That one broken up by Alstrom. Corbett now playing it up to Quajo. Boy, and there was Carey to step in front of Quajo. And an important thing he did, because there was a run being put on in the box by a couple Tigers. Now giving chases Simpson. Balser back and kicks that one out. Eliason and Haddock both come on for the Braves. Alex Graham just came on for the Tigers. Maynard trying to settle it, working against Corbett. Corbett's going to win that challenge. Pushed outside to Bradshaw, over to Robbins. Time and space now for the senior. Tried to play that up. Quajo kept it in play. Now shields off for the throw-in. Centering pass broken up that time by Bountiful, as it was Blanchard who had set him up in the slot, so to speak. Now this is Owens. Plays the ball up, giving chases Thompson. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Boy, tried to play a ball for a teammate. No one was there, so Carey will just send it out. Now here's Quajo. trying to do some work against Higginson. Finn Bryan and Tony Pescara both come on for the Tigers. This is thrown in by Bradshaw in the box, on the ground, cleared out. Now stepping up, here's Quajo from 20 yards. That one is deflected by the Braves. Takes a bounce, is trying to lift it over was Ahlstrom. Now he's trying to track this down still. As that time, Q Bailey left it back for Owens. Now here's Ahlstrom again. Gonna play this up the line. Haddock was trying to get there. Trying to sell a call. No call coming from our referee. Throw in to the Tigers. Do so quickly. Back to Balser now. It's going to push it far side. You see Bradshaw able to step around that first line of defense for the Braves. Up ahead now to Blanchard. Play the ball up. Here's Pescara bringing it in the box. He's going to try to center one. And Ludlow gathers it out of play, though they say it crossed the boundary first. No, our referee's saying a corner. In the 66th now, Orem with the corner, looking to get their first one on the board. This one sent in the box. Quajo got a foot on it, broken up by none other than Bryce Carey. What a game for the senior defender for the Braves. This one crossed in the box before Forbes is able to head it out. Giving chase to it now is Maynard, trying to get the possession back. There's Forbes to pick up where Maynard left off. This one sent up. Tinker trying to get there. However, it is Owens who's able to gather it for Orem. Now they're looking to push back up. Here's Quajo. Has Bradshaw outside. That's where he's going to go with it. Lots of time played up. Now here's Pescara with it. Brings it in the box. Now right around that corner V. Drops it back off to Robbins. Robbins dribbles around a Bountiful defender. There's Carey again to block the shot. Corbett comes on for the Tigers. Rydalch back on for the Braves. And tell you what, get some icy hot for Bryce Carey. He is going to be bruised up tonight. He has probably blocked a good 5 or 6 attempts to put balls at the net. Boy, what a nice job that time by Higginson. Stepping in front. There's Carey to lift it out of play. Thrown into Quajo. Now getting a running start. Here's Bailey to put one on net, though he missed it wide. So a kick now for the Braves near midfield, headed up by Quajo. Duenas with a nice stretch to temper that ball. Bailey. Boy, nice moves there. Able to get it back into some space. This Orem team not used to being shut out like this. Mentioned 52 goals on the season. Here's Alex Graham now. Plays it over to Quajo. He's going to drop this back near side. Here's Q Bailey with it. Booth marking him. Booth's able to deflect it now. It's just a chase. Booth has Haddock with him. Both make sliding attempts between Balser and Booth, and it ends up with Bailey. Balser is a little ginger. Can't tell if that's a... Well, he looks to be okay as he got up. That one headed up by Forbes. Couldn't tell if it was a cramp by Balser or if he did something on the slide. There's Booth again to disrupt it. Playing to Maynard, though couldn't connect with him, and Graham will push it to that far side. That one touched up, giving chase now is Bryan. Here's Bryan in the box. Boy, he tried to pass one to Blanchard. It got deflected off by the Braves. And another corner. Here's another Tiger corner in the 70th minute. Bradshaw getting a foot on it was Graham. Missed it wide. Here's a kick by Forbes. Duenas able to get advantage of the turnover. Up ahead to Simpson. He's behind Balser in the box. Balser able to get back, shut it down, and that ball was disrupted by Balser. Simpson tried to play it around him. Now coming in making a sliding tackle was Duenas. Orem would have liked to call that time. Blanchard had his arm around Duenas, and that's the call. Maynard with the free kick for the Braves. This one never had a chance as it curled away from the net and away from all the runs. Ball that's headed up by Higginson, then outside, and now next thing you know it, you've got Finn Bryan with the ball on that far line. Trying to get around this defense, broken up. Boy, taken right back. It was a really nice job by Orem on that far side to get the ball back. Trying to quickly throw it in as the Tigers find themselves trailing by 2 goals and only 8.5 minutes remaining in this match. Quajo plays it back. Bradshaw. He has no choice but to give it back to Balser near the midline. Now Orem, who was so aggressive earlier, maybe fallen victim to a little too patient. This ball sent in the box. Forbes going to chase this down as it was over the head of Blanchard, and Forbes will just play this up the line. Nice job keeping that in play by McCann. Back to Natuvai. That ball deflected out off of McCann and the Braves. Now Cameron Robbins comes on for Orem. Played up to him, able to keep it in play. Nice job there. Played up to Quajo. Maynard closing down on him, and a nice job playing the ball by Maynard that time. This one lofted high, and that one doesn't miss by much. A beautiful attempt that was just high. Boy, Ludlow, not the tallest keeper in 4A, but covered every inch of that goal on that play and needed them all. That ball did not miss by much. Now here's Bryan with it on that far side. Orem coaches thought that Ludlow may have pulled down the crossbar. We're asking for some help from the linesman. Nothing came. This ball back to Bradshaw. He just chipped it right over Tinker, though Tinker is able to get back and then send it up the line. Simpson giving chase, won't get there as Balser does. Simpson able to deflect the ball from Balser, however. Has some help back with Q Bailey, and that's who breaks it up. So he stepped right in front of the ball and took it back for the Tigers. This one's sent up above the Brave D. Some miscommunication by the Braves. Now here Carey, and he is able to kick it out for an Orem corner. And it will be Pescara to take this corner. A high service. Back into the box, headed. And it goes out. I believe it was Robbins who got ahead on it, but couldn't direct it towards the net. Back to Pescara now. Plays it over to Bradshaw. Closed out on by Duenas. That ball is deflected off of Duenas, and another corner. Nearing the end of the 75th. Another high service. Back into the box. Headed up. Coming out near the near line. Forbes will not get there, and a throw in for Orem. Finn Bryan throws it into Bailey. Back to Bryan now. Closed down on. That's deflected out off of Forbes. This corner quickly put in play, but to Bailey. Now here's Bryan. That ball in the box before deflected by Natuvai. Here's Quajo, and that one is deflected by Maynard. Now a follow by Graham that's sent out of the box again. Orem getting some good looks, but nothing getting through, and there's Simpson to break up that pass. Booth now with it. And a foul here going to be called on Booth as he corralled Orem and pushed him down, and now things getting a little testy. This one put down to Quajo. There's Booth hounding Quajo from behind. Boy, look at Quajo. One of the better ball handlers in the state, and then a foul called on Bountiful as they were getting frustrated with his ball handling ability. Looking back for Bailey, McCann stepped in before headed out. This one sent back into the box. Carey giving chase, as is Pescara, and that one will roll out for a goal kick now to the Braves. Nick Rasmussen has come on for the Braves, as has CJ Kilpack. We are nearing the end of the 77th. Braves still holding a 2-0 lead. As their students and fans start to cheer. That one headed back up by Booth. There's Duenas working against Corbett. Oh, and then a challenge that time, Corbett and Kilpack, and a whistle and a call against Corbett. And another kick awarded to the Braves. This will be Booth looking far side, and again it was Duenas, we've mentioned things getting a little chippy. It was Duenas who stood in front to break it up. Balser missed that kick, will not miss the second as he clears it out. Trying to keep it in, unable to do so, however, was Pescara. This one played up to Tinker. Trying to get around Graham. Emil Cuejo picked up 2 yellow cards away from the ball, so he is out. Now Orem reduced to 10. Coach Louder for the Tigers beside himself has not been pleased with the calls in this second half as that one missed wide of the net by Booth. Mitchell going to try to play this one down. There's Carey to step in front of it. Over to Duenas. He's going to play this outside now as tracking it down is Kilpack. Played up ahead and off was the senior Nick Rasmussen. We've entered the 79th minute. Still 2-0 Braves. This one sent in the box. Got all the way through before Forbes was able to lift it out. That's off the side of Duenas' foot and out of play. This one thrown in the box. That will roll out for a corner kick. Thompson going to take this corner. Has to do so quickly as the 79th is coming to a close. This served into the box. That one headed out, I believe, by Higginson. Another corner coming up. That one pinballs around as it's Higginson again. Still not giving up on the play. How about the senior Higginson? This one played back over before Carey sends it high into the seats. Bountiful fans, prepare yourself for a state title. Duenas just going to send this up the line out of play. Orem, a long throw and down near the box. This one's going to roll out for another corner. Served up, headed out by Kilpack. Countdown's on. And this one's final. The Bountiful Braves send the cry out far and wide. They are your 2013 state champions. Boy, what a championship game this was. We talked about it. 2 very, very good teams, very evenly matched, squaring off for the overall bragging rights here in 4A. And at the end of the day, it was the Bountiful Braves that would come away with the 2-0 victory over the Orem Tigers. In that first half, Orem really came out. They had a number of opportunities early on, really put a lot of pressure on the Braves, and it almost seemed like that Brave back line, well, they stood up to the task every time, but it seemed like just buying their time a little bit. Knew they were going to get their looks, and when they did, they'd take advantage of it. They would net the first goal in that first half. It was a free kick from Carey from about 28 yards out. And it was interesting. He was actually pleading for a little extra room, wanted 10 yards marked off. They've actually forced him to loft that ball a little higher, and it worked out perfectly because it found the head of Simpson, able to head it past Mitchell for the first goal of this game in the 35th minute and give the Braves a 1-0 lead going into the break. In the second half, wow, Orem just was so furious with the ball. They were just down in the Bountiful end seemingly for a long amount of time, minutes. Again, that Brave defensive line just standing up to the task every time. A number of block shots. We mentioned Carey in this game. How many shots did he block, not let get to Ludlow? That was a huge factor in this game. And then you have to mention Forbes. He was all over the place. Natuvai was where he needed to be when he needed to be. And then in the second half, it would be their senior captain, Caleb Maynard, led the team in scoring coming in, but we talked about this, a balanced team offensively. He would draw the penalty in the box on Mitchell, the keeper for the Tigers. It was not a popular call with Orem fans or with Mitchell himself, one-on-one, and Cesar Duenas, the captain, would net the goal on the PK for the 2-0 lead, and that would be our final score here from Rio Tinto. And a tough end to a very good season for the Tigers. We mentioned it, one of the highest scoring teams in 4A. But this is a very young team. Watch out for these Tigers. A number of these players, juniors or seniors, and certainly look to be very well positioned in future years. But tough to end a season like this, make it to the state title game, have such a great run, and see it come to a close in the way that it did. But a lot of credit to the Braves. Their defense was just so tough, and they took advantage of opportunities when the opportunities came up, and that was the difference here in this 2-0 victory for the Braves. Again, the Bountiful Braves, your 2013 state champions in boys soccer in the state of Utah in 4A. Congratulations to them on a very, very fine season. And that will do it for us here today on this championship edition of High School Rewind. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us here today and this season. We'll see you next year.